Ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, the time has finally arrived. We are here for episode number 66 of the TEW 2016 Challenge Run, the biggest show in Challenge Run history. Yes, I know we did WrestleMania, but WrestleMania was like a month into the series, so it sort of was... I had restrictions on what I was going to do because half of it had already happened. So this is, for me, this is my WrestleMania. This is my biggest show I've ever booked because this is pretty much everything from we've done so far coming to a head here. The biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam 2019, Toronto, Canada. Yeah, this is sort of going to be, I guess, a mid-season finale, but I don't want to call it that because I don't intend on like going away for a week because I'm really enjoying the save and I want to book it as soon as possible. But it is sort of like a reset, because after SummerSlam, the goals will be updated, the intros will be updated, and just a whole lot will be changed. So this is sort of like the end of phase 1 of the challenge run is a good way to put it. But I'm waffling on now. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into the biggest show of the summer. We start off on the Kickoff show with our panel of misfits here. As some fucking dickhead is... Okay, he's gone. Sorry. Anyway, we start with our panel of misfits on the Kickoff show. The usual suspects. Charlie Caruso, Jonathan Coachman, The King, Booker T, David Otunga. The 3 GMs. No Sam Roberts, because he's a cunt, and fuck him. Yeah, this is just your standard Kickoff panel analysis where they go down all the matches tonight before we get into our first piece of action of the evening.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 674 pounds, Bobby Lashley, Apollo, and Lio Rush.
What's up?
Weighing in at 266 pounds, Kevin Owens.
76 C, B minus even, not C minus. Which C's? Kevin Owens, Curtis Axel and R-Truth defeat Bobby Lashley, Apollo Crews and Lio Rush when Lashley and Apollo would have been taken out by probably Owens. He'd probably have done all the work, to be fair. And Leo's left in the ring with all 3 men. Truth and Axel hit their finisher on Leo. And then he gets stunned to finally shut his big mouth up. Kevin Owens and the Snake Busters get a nice feel-good victory to kick off SummerSlam here in the mid-Atlantic of Toronto, Canada. In front of Owens' hometown Canadian boys.
At a combined weight of 533 pounds, Kenny Williams, Noam Dar, and Tyler Bate. And their opponents, first, at a combined weight of 366 pounds, the Kalisto and Sin Cara, the Lucha
This is it,
Dragon.
the big 3-on-3 match is coming your way.
And their partner from San Diego, California, weighing in at 175 pounds, Rey Mysterio.
Winner take all. Tyler Bate Noam Dar, Kelly Williams against the Lucha Dragons and Rey Mysterio. Cruiserweight and Tag Team Championships on the line. Goes 14 minutes. Flippy shit on the babyface Lucha end. More sort of grounded offense on the Brits end. Ends up with Rey Mysterio and Tyler Bate in the ring. The two tag teams have been taken out. And Paige would toss the heel into the ring like she did in the ladder match with Flip Gordon to knock him off the ladder. But this time she overshoots and Rey Mysterio catches the heel. And when the referee's distracted, he smacks Tyler Bate with it. And Tyler Bate drops down to the second rope into a 619 and a frog splash. And Rey Mysterio picks up the win over Tyler Bate here on the kickoff, thanks to a botched interference by Paige. And then we have the segment here because it's a 6-man tag. They celebrate, and so I can award Rey Mysterio with his new Cruiserweight Championship. I don't know if I could have booked in the tag titles to be changed to Rey or Kalisto and Sin Cara, and that would count as a defense. Oh, that's not something I've ever tried, but it's not that big of a deal.
Please sit down, Byron. Please.
Can't help it. I got a goosebump parade running up and down my body. The New Day's here.
A goosebump parade.
Pre-show main event. AOP defeat the New Day, 78B. Akam pins Kofi Kingston with the last chapter as AOP make defense number 1 of their SmackDown tag team titles here on SummerSlam Kickoff. And that's the end of the Kickoff show. As we get our SummerSlam hype package, hyping out some of the biggest matches we've got here tonight. Rollins and Styles in that dream match for the Universal Championship. Aleister Black and Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Adam Cole and John Cena, Daniel Bryan and Andrade, amongst many, many others on a very stacked card. The fireworks go off as we make our way into our first contest of the evening.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Intercontinental Championship. Introducing the challenger from Lucerne, Switzerland, weighing in at 232 pounds, Cesaro. And introducing the challenger from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 267 pounds, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. And introducing the challenger from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 205 pounds, Mike Kanellis. And introducing the challenger from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds, Bobby Lashley. And introducing the challenger from Melbourne, Australia, weighing in at 204 pounds, Buddy Murphy. And introducing the champion from Paducah, Kentucky, weighing in at 190 pounds, he is Mr. Money in the Bank, Ricochet.
6-man for the Intercontinental Championship. Every man for himself. First pinfall to the finish. Gets an AEB. And it goes 15 minutes. It's all sorts of back and forth between all 6 men. They can all hang with each other. When you'd have Sheamus and Cesaro going at it to prove that it's every man for themselves. And Buddy Murphy and Ricochet doing some flippy shit. Rude and Kanellis being heels. Cesaro's in the ring with Ricochet at the end because I can trust them to work some fucking sexy wrestling together. When the spot, I believe they did it in a match in real life. Ricochet stood on Cesaro's shoulders, and then Cesaro flicked him off and hit him with the uppercut. We get that spot, and then he'd go for the swing on Ricochet, and then do the thing where he flips over and reverses the swing into a sharpshooter. And then, it looks like Ricochet's about to tap out. Cesaro is going to win the IC title when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's hit by a brogue kick from his tag team partner, Sheamus, who crawls into the ring and scores the pinfall over his own tag team partner. Sheamus has done it. He's officially, finally, a Grand Slam champion. And he's won the one title that has eluded him his whole career, but in doing so has pinned his own tag team partner to get the job done. And Sheamus is the new Intercontinental champion. Three-way for the Raw tag team titles. Back and forth encounter. But in the end, it is the Monsters Among Men, Braun Strowman and Babatunde, who score the win. It's not elimination. They pin one of the Usos. And Braun and Babatunde march on their destructive path as the Raw tag team champions. What seems like a very random segment pops up then. Basically, backstage is a SummerSlam party at the biggest party of the summer. Elias is performing. You've got the Street Profits there dancing, doing their stuff. Zack, Ryder and Otis playing poker with No Way Jose. And we get a close-up of No Way Jose. He's got all his chips. And he's like, fuck it, I'm all in. Pushes the one in the middle. And he gets beat. And Zack Ryder wins all the chips. When the Revival walk in, and they take Elias's guitar, smash it against the wall. And they're like, no, this is a joke. We need to start taking ourselves more seriously here, because we're the top guys with the best tag team on Monday Night Raw. And you've got this tag team here, Street Profits, dancing around. This clown Zack Ryder, who's a part of a tag team. This clown Otis, who's a part of a tag team. You need to learn to respect yourselves. Top guys out. Flip the table over and the poker chips go everywhere. Seems like a very strange segment. This could actually turn out to be the most important segment of the entire show, for reasons involving this gentleman right here.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 182 pounds, Mustafa
Ali's dedicated.
Ali, and his opponent from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, Samoa Joe.
I Quit match. Ali and Samoa Joe. I could trust these two to go out there and tear it down for like 19 minutes. It's an 83B+. And for most of that, it is Samoa Joe just beating the shit out of Mustafa Ali. And he beats him down, keeps saying quit, but Ali never quits. And Joe's like, alright, fucker. Gets a chair, continuously wails on Mustafa Ali on the ground, shouts quit. Ali does not quit. The heart of Mustafa Ali is perhaps getting the better of him currently. And Joe, alright fucker, he goes to choke Ali out. Ali doesn't pass out, doesn't tap out. He manages to fight himself off. And he's struggling to get to his feet. And Joe's like, quit or I'll put you to sleep. Ali keeps fighting. He fights off, he gets up, gets some offense in on Joe, takes Joe down. And then Joe gets back on the offense. Uranagi through the announce table. Quit, he shouts to Ali. Ali keeps getting up. Spear through the barricade. Quit. Ali says no. And in the end, you can see Joe getting visibly frustrated. He goes to lift Ali up and goes to put him to sleep. But he stops. he gets Ali up and just stands him there. And he looks at Ali, sort of looks him up and down and nods at him. And then Joe grabs a microphone. He's like, I quit. So Joe quits because Mustafa Ali was taking too much of a beating. And Samoa Joe seemingly earned the respect of Samoa Joe here tonight. So much so where Joe sort of gave him a look of approval, said, okay, you're ready to move on to the next level here on Raw. I quit. The floor is yours. This is over between us. Very, very strange behaviour by Samoa Joe. He couldn't get the win, so he gave up trying. You did fine. And then this is just a segment here recapping all that. Ali looking confused because his music's playing and he's barely conscious. And he's like, what? How did I win? And then the referee's talking to Ali and Joe heads to the back, not speaking to anyone. Four-way tag team match for the women's tag team titles. This one I probably could have be elimination. Yeah. So, but the order on the screen, like it says now, isn't the actual order that it happens in. It's the Iconics who go first. They probably get pinned Billie Kay with an Eclipse or something. Then I'd pin Alexa and Ember. Ember eating the fall because of a Kairi Sane elbow. And then it comes down to the Boston Hug Connection and the Sky Pirates. And Kairi Sane scores the pinfall on Bayley. And Kairi Sane and Io Shirai win. They are your new women's tag team champions. Then after the match, there is no turn. We fade away and we see Gallows and Anderson approaching AJ Styles. And we get a Good Brothers reunion, Too Sweet and all that. Balor's not here because he's getting his paint put on. And they're like, good luck in your match against Seth tonight. I know you've got what it takes to pull it off. And AJ's like, thanks man, thanks bros, I really need this win. I said I'll do anything to beat Seth Rollins. And Gallows and Anderson are like, well, we're here. This is a cross-branded show. We're on SmackDown. We're here. If you need us, we've got your back. And then AJ's like, no, I don't need you. I've got to do this by myself. I appreciate the offer, but this is between me and Seth Rollins. And I've got to beat Seth Rollins as AJ Styles. United States title match. 16 minutes, Sami Zayn and Johnny Gargano. Gets an 85B+, a very good match. I could have sworn I set Roddy to interfere. But, well, that is what happens. Roderick Strong gets involved. Fish and O'Reilly out because they lost already. Cole's got a match coming up soon. So only Roderick Strong can come to Sami Zayn's aid. And he does so, overwhelming Gargano, and Sami Zayn is your new United States champion. This did pretty bad. I don't know why. SmackDown Women's Championship match. Just a submission expertise between two former MMA superstars. showcasing their, I guess, sort of technical prowess, more just like ground and grapple game. And Ronda Rousey, the baddest woman on the planet, eventually overcomes Shayna Baszler, makes her submit, and takes her SmackDown Women's Championship. And we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion here tonight. Her name, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Hype video for John Cena versus Adam Cole, recapping the storyline so far, and Adam Cole just being an absolute dickhead to Nikki Bella, calling out John Cena. For this match here tonight, John Cena has accepted as we get into what I'm very excited for. Possibly my most anticipated match on the entire show.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Panama City, Florida, weighing in at 205 pounds, Adam Cole. And his opponent from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 251 pounds, John Cena.
He gets a 90A. Adam Cole defeats John Cena in 1702 by pinfall. Again, it says using the ropes for leverage. Does this game just hate Roderick Strong? Because I had Roddy coming out here as well as Sami Zayn. Actually, I probably would have the whole UE come out here. Sort of cause mayhem. After a ref bump, Adam Cole gets the pinfall on John Cena, scoring the biggest win of his career. They have great chemistry, and I'm so happy to see that. That means I can run this match back, either in a Raw main event or at another pay-per-view, or just at any time down the line. Interesting segment. Ronda Rousey is walking backstage through the hallway of her new SmackDown Women's Championship. Got women's division members, like lower carders, and like mid-card males, like, oh, congrats, Ronda, you won. Then Kathy Kelly, who should be on screen, goes out to interview Ronda, and she's like, you won your SmackDown Women's Championship against your best friend, Shayna Baszler. How does it feel to be a champion once again? When Ronda goes to start talking, she stops, because crossing her path is Becky Lynch, her old foe. And she smiles at Ronda, and she's like, congrats, Ronnie, you've done it, you're once again the SmackDown Women's Champion. But I noticed you've run to SmackDown, you're hiding away from me because I took your title last time, and now I'm on Raw, you're on SmackDown. But don't you worry, you've got time to rest. You can sit down in that locker room and go watch the network or get a monitor on, because coming up next you're going to see how the real baddest woman on the planet wins a championship at SummerSlam. So just because they're both back on the roster, teasing tension between these two because they should be eternal rivals. They should basically be like your female Brett and Shawn. If this isn't Charlotte, it's Ronda.
Oh, you're looking at the future right here.
AEB. Becky Lynch seemingly has Bianca Belair beaten. Has her in the disarmer. When Bianca would fight off, shove Becky into the referee. Referee takes a bump. And in Storm, question mark, and question mark, who are two women in hoods and ski masks, dressed in all black, that we don't know the identity of, and they beat the shit out of Becky Lynch. Like, slam her around ringside, pull the apron, not the apron, the fuck am I trying to say? The padding outside the ring, the mat. Pull that up, drill her face first on the concrete, roll her into the ring, Bianca Belair, KOD, swarms out with the Raw Women's Championship, thanks to two mystery women that we don't know.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Rowan, and from Aberdeen, Washington, weighing in at 210 pounds,
Daniel Bryan is here.
and his opponent, accompanied by Zelina Vega, from Gomez Palacio, Durango, Mexico, weighing in at 215 pounds, Andrade Cien Almas.
93A. Daniel Bryan defeats Andrade after a distraction from Ryder. I felt bad for Bryan because he got battered putting over Aleister Black. I could have put Andrade over here, but I don't think he hurts too much. Having a banger of a 93 at SummerSlam would do just as much for Andrade as beating Daniel Bryan here would. Bryan needs the win more, I feel, despite beating Andrade twice in a row now. But Andrade, he's not dead. He's perfectly fine. If anything, he's shown that he can hang at the elite level of a Daniel Bryan, which is always a good thing.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 250 pounds, he is the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton. And his opponent, from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, Finn Balor.
The Demon is here, and he scores the pinfall over Randy Orton in another fantastic match at 92A. In 1745, the Demon proving he's the most dangerous man on SmackDown Live, as Randy Orton falls victim to the Demon for the first time in his career. Hype segment. WWE Championship match. Aleister Black and his number one contender Drew McIntyre. And what should be a banger.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
Dude. Revamped appearance.
In a very disappointing match, AEB, Drew McIntyre cheats to beat Aleister Black, and he wins the WWE Championship. Don't know exactly what he did. Says using the rope for leverage. I wouldn't have him do that. Because I want the whole version of him hitting the Claymore and getting the pin in the center of the ring. But the events leading up to it would be sketchy at best. Maybe a pulled down turnbuckle, maybe a foreign object behind the referee's back, something like that. Not a low blow, though, because Drew McIntyre is the bigger, scarier man. He wouldn't need to kick him in the balls.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura. And his opponent, accompanied by Paul Heyman from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 295 pounds, Brock Lesnar.
A1B in what I knew was not going to be as good of a match because Brock is a bitch And even though he's like only 3 or 4 pop above Shinsuke at this point, still decided he was going to moan about putting Nakamura over here, which he does do in 12 minutes with a Kinshasa. This one, I say earlier on, Drew McIntyre wouldn't do it because he's the bigger, scarier man. He wouldn't hit a low blow on Aleister Black. Mainly because I knew there was a low blow finish coming up here. Because Shinsuke is just a dick. Brock Lesnar has a history of being hit in the balls. Nakamura takes advantage of that, smacks him in the bollocks, Kinshasa, and scores a huge upset over the Beast at the biggest party of the summer. Hype segment for the main event, hyping up the parallel careers of AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, and why this dream match here at SummerSlam is so important for both men. And we get into it.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Universal Championship.
But since he's been here, AJ Styles has lived up to the moniker phenomenal.
Gets a 92A, goes 22 minutes. These two have the match that you'd expect these two to have. Like the one they had at Money in the Bank, but longer and, dare I say, more epic, because it's a main event of a Big 4 pay-per-view. And they're both on their game. Phenomenal forearm. Seth Rollins kicks out. Curb stomp. AJ Styles kicks out. Nothing these two men can do can put each other away. Seth Rollins, big dive to the outside, a big suicide dive on the side with the entrance ramp. AJ Styles takes a mean-looking bump from the dive, and the referee checks on him to make sure he's okay. Gallows and Anderson come out to make sure he's okay. And AJ's in pain. He's holding his ankle or his knee or whatever he's twisted. And the referee's checking on him. His best friends are out here checking on him. Seth Rollins even looks concerned in the ring because he may have injured AJ. He doesn't want this epic encounter, first time in WWE history, between these two men to end like this. So he's sort of being cautious. And as he goes to step outside, he's halfway out the ring, like he's got one leg out on the apron, one leg still in the ring. And as he does this, he's kicked by Luke Gallows in the face. And the referee still distracted, tending to AJ Styles. Magic killer to Seth Rollins. When all of a sudden AJ Styles springs back to life. He's perfectly fine. Gallows and Anderson have dipped. They've run through the crowd. Out of sight. AJ, with a smirk, an evil grin on his face, gets onto the apron. Delivers another phenomenal forearm to Seth Rollins in the center of the ring. And scores the 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles is your new Universal Champion. Thanks to help from the good brothers Gallows and Anderson. In an angle that I've had planned since before WrestleMania. So, long before real WWE turned AJ Styles heel and put him with Gallows and Anderson. Show gets a 91A. Kalisto was used too much. He had one match, but I completely understand that. One match is far too much for Kalisto. That is it for SummerSlam. I'm going to praise John Cena because he got a 100. I'm going to praise Daniel Bryan because he had a hell of a fight with Andrade. And I'm going to praise Seth Rollins because he did the job without bitching. That is the end of SummerSlam 2019. Next episode will still be a sort of season so far recap, and we'll be able to post new goals for me to set because a lot of them have expired now. We'll go over the goals currently, and I've got a couple of other things I need to address in that as well. But we'll get to that next time. And that is the end of SummerSlam now. We make the speech. John Cena scene, please. Daniel Bryan was pleased. Seth Rollins scene, please. And I'll see you next time for season recap as we begin Phase 2 of the TEW 2016 Challenge Run. See you then.